So one of the most critical principles of design is unity. And the idea is that by having the same look and feel across all of your artwork in a particular design, you're creating a consistent experience. You're saying that in this world, these are what icons look like, or photos look like, or what the typography or color scheme is. And you just want to be consistent. This is true not just for color schemes, but illustration styles, for how you treat photos. You can see that even if you switch the same photo to black and white, it gets all the attention because as human beings, we are really good at noticing patterns and changes in patterns. So it's disruptive, and there's times where you might want to, purposely do that, but in general, you want to be consistent. One of those things that you do want to be consistent about would be things like stroke width, but also illustration styles. So here we've got fixed width or fixed line illustration style at the top, a truly flat style, and then we've got the flat style with shadow that is pretty popular for something like an infographic. So if I was making something for Bob Ross here, you would want to, just make sure it's the same. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about how to do the shadow side look, that we see in a lot of infographics. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to just do a really simple version of this character, probably, even more simplified. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little more artboard so, we can just design on white. Notice that I've got the grid turned on here. So turning on the grid again is Command apostrophe, but on its own, the grid does not snap. You're gonna need to hit Command Shift apostrophe or go to snap to grid. And again, that allows you to design a lot faster things like icons and whatnot so that you can get that really nice clean shape and you don't have to worry about alignment because you can make sure that it's all snapping to a grid. All right, so I'm gonna do a really quick, little character here. Now I can cheat a little bit. I could use the eyedropper and I could eyedrop existing colors, but you could come up with your own color scheme. Let's say we do somebody who's a little bit unique and different. Let's give them a slightly different skin tone and just start building this out. So I like to start with the basic head shape. But it does mean that I'm going to have to probably do a little bit of layering. So let's go ahead and slap on some ears here. So let's give our character some ears. Those are looking a little chunky, but yeah, it's all right. So I want the ears to actually be a little bit, different value. So I'll send those to the back and I'll go ahead and give him, a little bit more of a red ear. Okay. And let's use the same color for something like the nose. He's gonna have a big old nose. All right. And we could maybe make some slightly different eyes. Okay. Those are a little buggy, but who knows? Maybe that's what we're going for. Okay. And let's give him a little mouth, sure. Let's go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to hit Command J to connect the 2 points of the hemisphere, or semicircle, I should say. All right, so we've got a little guy. And, let's give him some hair. Let's make him have a little bit of character. All right, so here if I'm going to do hair, I might break from the grid. Yeah, I might want to not snap to grid. And I'm going to just use the pen tool. Again, there's that nice, pen tool challenge on the Design Dojo. If you're not familiar with how to do combination points, hopefully that will show you the way. Okay, so let's say that's enough. And again, I'm gonna send that to the back, and let's give him some purple hair because, of course. All right, so I'm gonna send that to the back. And let's put something across the front here. All right. And cool. Now with Bob over there, all I did was, ellipses and yeah, rounded rectangles, and pretty much exactly the same workflow though. The tricky part is doing this shadow thing. So that's what I want to make sure we cover here. Okay, so we want this half, let's say, to be in shadow. Here's the trick. You select everything. You hit Command G to group it. And then you hit Command C to copy the group, and then Command F to paste. And that's going to paste the copy right on top. Now what I want to do is, I want to actually smash all of these together. And that's what the Pathfinder Unite option will do. In Shazam, I've made a nice little silhouette of that head. Now what I want to do is, I want to actually take off the stroke and fill. So I'm going to hit fill and switch it to none. And so basically I've got a clear vector outline on top of my original artwork. And here is the cool thing. I can go in to this mode right here, draw inside. And as I'm in draw inside mode, anything I draw will draw inside. So if I were to, let's say, make a big old rectangle that's black, you can see that it only draws inside that area, which is exactly what we want. And I could cruise over to the opacity, and I could turn it down. And this is a lot easier than trying to like redraw or, delete or, do some crazy divide thing. And I can, nudge this over if I needed to. I can have a different color. Maybe I want it to be more of a blue. I don't know. Maybe it's got some red light coming on that side. So you could get pretty creative with this, right? So maybe it's going to be more of a purple. Okay. Now, you do need to remember that you're going to be in this mode until you get out of it. So once you've done that kind of work, just remember to click back to your normal mode. Yeah, and you can keep on designing. So that is the trick for doing the sort of split or shadow side illustration artwork that you see in lots of infographics. All right, enjoy.